Hi, everybody. Welcome, and thank you for joining me. Tonight, we're going to be talking about social media tips and tricks and kind of what I'm familiar with and what I use for building my business. So you can integrate any of that in your business building activities. First off, there's so many different platforms because, basically a new social media pops up every single day, right? And what I want to do is just go through some of the, what I consider some of the more popular ones, especially among professionals and even just growing in popularity. All right, so first off, we are going to start with Instagram, and I'm going to try and share my phone with you so that we can go through everything kind of step by step. And then at the end, I'm going to wrap everything up with just kind of some general tips and tricks for across all media platforms, social media platforms, and some pitfalls, things not to do. So stay with me and we'll get to all of that. All right. Instagram first. Oh, sorry, you can't see anything here. Give me just a second. There we are. Okay, so this is my personal Instagram. So if any of my friends are seeing their personal profiles on here, I apologize, but I am literally using my personal Instagram here. Now, on pretty much every social media platform, you can create a personal site and you can also create business sites, which is really nice. So like on here, we're technically logged into my personal one. But I also, like if you click on my little face at the bottom right, and then up where it says Mrs.Senf, that's my username, you can drop down and it shows you my two business profiles as well. So my business profiles, I can click on them and then I can basically just log in that way and interface with people using my business profile. Okay, so one thing I will say about Instagram is they use hashtags. I mean, you can interface with people that you don't even know just by using hashtags, and basically they'll follow those tags or they'll look up the things that they're interested in. And honestly, that makes it very fun for them. So that's how you connect with people that you don't know. If you look at my profile here, this is my business one, you'll see that I have a variety of different things on here. Like here, I just have a quote. I also have before and after pictures for my business. I have some content for my Australian friends. What else? I've reviewed some other beauty products. We did a fundraiser for one of our friends. So, I mean, there's just a variety of things. But what I want to do is show you how these things relate. So if you look down in my feed here, you'll see that I have several different hashtags, right? And then I'll even make a second comment below with even more hashtags. So it depends on who you want to relate to. So if you are in nutrition, like say your direct sales company is nutrition, you're going to hashtag things like fitness model, fitness style. You're going to, those kind of things. Fashion, any of those things still work, even if you're like in a fitness type of sales. So if you are into something like beauty care or anything like that, you'll use beauty hashtags, things like that. The other thing is on one post, you can upload several different pictures. See, just like that. You swipe through and you can actually have several pictures in one post. And that was a recent update within the last, I think, year, which is really cool. Okay, so that's Instagram. And like I said, go ahead and make, you can add an account right there and basically just sign up with a whole different one for a business account if you want to do that. I like having personal and business, but as you can see, I also post some business related items on my personal page. But you don't want to overwhelm your friends with just business posts. You want to make sure that you're having your personal posts because they want to see what's going on in your life. They don't want to feel like they're just looking at an infomercial all the time. You'll see that on my profile, it has very little room to put information about yourself. You can't get all wordy, crazy. So I basically just put a link to my business profile, and I put my website and then my YouTube channel. So if anybody wants to check any of these things out, it's very simple. They can log in that way. Okay. So if you have any questions about Instagram, please let me know. What I would suggest here, it's also utilizing the stories feature, which again is pretty new, and I don't think a lot of people use that. So what you can do is you go right here, see that camera in the top left-hand corner? You can make a story so that any of your followers can click through it, and it'll appear at the top, like how here it says amandakim.rf. So she has several pictures in her story, which is really neat. And a lot of people like to look at stories because they don't want to scroll. I've noticed that, like, we're getting into that kind of an era where people just want the stories to just go and go, which is kind of cool. So what happens when you click on here? Look at, oh, I can take a selfie. So you take a picture, and in the middle right there, that little happy face, sticky face guy, you can go ahead and click on that, and here you can add a hashtag. Like here I would put maybe boss mom, right? Move it around. I'm using my thumb on my phone to do this, so it's not just magically doing that. You can click on it, and it changes different, how it looks. You can go back into your sticker, add more things. If you want to say, oh, you want to add the temperature, right? That's cool. Oh, isn't that cute? Yeah, so you can do lots of things, and it'll only stay on your story for, I think it's 24 hours, and then it'll fall off. But the neat thing about that, I'm actually going to post this. The neat thing about that, so we're going to share it to our story. Done. Is that when you post something, you'll start to see at the bottom left-hand side, you can actually see who's viewed your story. So that's kind of cute, right? And then you can also share your story to Facebook. You can highlight it as like keeping it on your profile forever if you want. So there's lots of things that you can do. All right, what do you guys think? Is that enough with Instagram? You kind of got the gist? I am happy to answer any questions that you have about the specific platforms. However, I could spend literally all day talking about each one. So I'm gonna kind of do this detailed, but still kind of brief. So let me know if you have additional questions. I can do a whole training on just one platform if you'd like, okay? So next, let's go to Facebook. I'm gonna get you onto my Facebook screen. All right, so Facebook, right? Super popular. Everybody has a Facebook. Okay, not everybody has a Facebook, but let's be honest, majority of people have Facebook, right? This is a great thing to have on your business cards, is your Facebook link, because more people are likely to look you up on Facebook than they are to even email you or call you or anything like that. So I definitely recommend having a Facebook page. And even more so, I would recommend that you create a business page as well. So I actually do have a business page. This is my personal profile here. Okay. And if you do this drop down here, it'll show different pages that I have. There's a couple of tips with Facebook, okay? There's a million different things that you can do on Facebook. I am not even exaggerating, but I would suggest not getting all wrapped up into all that junk and kind of focus on the things that are beneficial for you, okay? So my personal business page is here, and what I like to do is post as on my business page and my personal page, both, because like I said, people can get burnt out of your business pages. Let's click out of that sucker. So one thing that I will recommend on Facebook is that when you are creating a post, my internet is not the best, so it's going to take a while for these different things to pop up. Okay, so here we go. So you click on here to make your post, right? Very, very, very important, especially with business posts or anything to do that you're trying to promote. and make sure it says public. Okay, you always want to make sure that it says public so that you can make sure that your audience can see it. Okay, because what happens is if you put just friends, or you want people to share something or see something, friends of friends can't see it, they can't, and then it just kind of gets to be a little bit of a mess. So this here is my business page. You can actually do more on a business page. Look at all these different things that you can do. You can even offer discounts and things like that. You can publish a job posting. I mean, there's so much that you can do. If you have coffee nights, you can create an event. You can run polls to see what people are into or what they like or what they're doing Saturday night, whatever. There's a lot that you can do in your business page. I feel like you can do even more than on your personal page. So also when you're kind of scrolling through your newsfeed here, this is kind of neat because when you want to go and like on people's items, some of them at least, right here it'll have like a drop down. So right now I'm liking and commenting as my personal self, but if you drop down here, you can actually click on your other business and like as your business, which is really neat because people will start to see your business name. See right here, it says Desert Gate Systems, instead of just your personal name, because they don't always relate you as a business. They just relate you as a person, right? Okay, so that's Facebook. The other things, diversify your content, and that's across all social media. You don't want to have nothing but business on yours. If you do an offer, something like that, and the offer has expired, I recommend that you go back onto your profile and delete old offers, because if somebody connects with you, a lot of times they'll go to your main page here and kind of look and see at your photos, what you've posted, things like that. And you just want to make sure that you have other things, not just business. And what else? Oh, another cool tip is on Facebook, you can create lists. And right here where it says friends lists, basically you can create a list and name it whatever you want. But usually if you have prospects or somebody that you really want to keep tabs on, that you want to kind of integrate with a lot more and interface with, then you're going to want, I would do like this one. I created one that says Dream Team. Okay. And I'll show you what that looks like. Basically you type in their names. So type in your names, Dream Team. And then you just pick the people that you want on your dream team, right? Click on them, you can create that account. Okay, so once you have your list, you click on it, and those people is all you're gonna see in your newsfeed, okay? So check that out. Those are all people that were on my dream team list, right? Okay. But that's a great tool that a lot of people don't utilize enough. So make sure you go to your lists, friends lists, and create your different lists. Also, if you have a team of people that you're working with, create one for those people, because you want to make sure that they're posting, that they're working their business too, so that you can help them, you can clue in on what they're doing, and just coach them to the best of your ability, which is really important for building your business and theirs. The other thing you can do is you can make groups. So what I would suggest, and I have a lot of groups. So I have a lot of different groups here. Like I have a team page. I have a community page for our cabin up north. I have a preferred customers page. One thing that I will suggest that you do is create content that's valuable. People usually tune into you if your content is valuable or it's funny. Otherwise, you're just another post in their scroll. So what I've started doing is I created a beauty page because I enjoy that. So find something that you really enjoy, and you add people to this page. It's great. And then you can post content that other people will want to see. Things that are funny, things that are interesting, things that you really like doing, okay? So if you have a nutrition page, you can do different nutrition fads, or you can do, you know, favorite meals or recipes. I mean, just things that people will not think is just spamming them, right? So like here on my beauty page, beauty rituals to follow during monsoon, or being frugal with your product. I mean, there's lots. I've done I've done reviews on different beauty products and just funny stuff. I mean, there's a lot that you can do here. But basically, you want to position yourself to become like a expert in the field, because if you're not, then who's going to want to come to you if they don't think that you're knowledgeable in what you do? So that's a good idea there. So so that's Facebook, but there's so much again that you can do. You can do stories on Facebook too. These are all stories here of people that same as if Instagram. It's you just basically take your picture and see, it'll only stay on your Facebook page for a limited amount of time. So, and one other thing I want to show you on Facebook, actually on all of my media platforms, is my introductions, my bios. Feel free to look at them. I will tell you right here that not one of my bios actually has the name of my direct sales company. It doesn't. I mean, it alludes to the fact that I am in direct sales, but it does not say which company I'm with. And that's very strategic, because you don't want people to necessarily get all the information straight out the gate. You want them to have some mystery. You want to talk to them about it more personally, so they don't jump to their own conclusions and their own assumptions about what you do. That same thing goes with your posts. So a lot of effective posting has to do with lifestyle posting. So you may say, oh my gosh, my pants are finally fitting better. Like, I'm so excited to be on these products. Well, you didn't say anything about what it is that you're on. I mean, all it does is stimulate intrigue, and people are going to ask you, what are you doing? You know, anybody who's interested in something like that. You can say, oh, I spent all day at the lake and this sunscreen is insanely awesome. I didn't burn at all. What are you using? You know, you want to have some sort of mystery intrigue that people will want to tune into you even more. Okay, so that was fun. Let's move on to my other favorite platform. This, I feel like, is the most underutilized social media outlet there is. It's LinkedIn. And LinkedIn is rapidly becoming one of my very favorite things to play with, because not a lot of people use it, but a lot of people use it. Like day-to-day people don't really use it, but a million of professionals use it. And that's really who you want to target your audience to, or you want to recruit for your team and things like that. It's people on LinkedIn. These are the people who see opportunities, are very savvy about what they do, and that's the kind of people that you want to have in your circle. So let me kind of show you. I actually have more connections on LinkedIn than I do on any other social media platform, because I think that people are more willing to connect. They are not shying away from your business post, because this is a business interface. It really is. So let me show you what my profile looks like. And I will tell you that my bio that I've written, I've changed it a ton of different times because it is a work in progress. I mean, how you view your company, how you view your business is always going to change. So I like to update it randomly. And I would love for you to kind of look at my profile and get an idea of how to present yourself and position yourself. This business, indirect sales, or any kind of sales environment, or just building a business in general, posture is everything. It really is. So how you present yourself, that's how people see you. And that's in social media, that's in life, that's just in interacting with people. It's very important to posture yourself in a positive way. So a couple tips for this LinkedIn. You can create a page, right? Make sure to have a profile picture that is of just you. Now, this is not the one that you want to have you and your husband in it, or you and your kids in it. This is a professional social media base. So people will take you more seriously if you have a professional looking, profile picture. Update your background to something. It doesn't matter what it is, but just make it unique and it'll stand out more to people. The other thing that I will recommend is that you really go through your profile and build it up. And what I mean by that is put your work history in there, put your education history in there. Another thing that people do tend to skip over sometimes on LinkedIn is their skills and endorsements, which is right here. You add these skills here. You can click on whatever skills that you personally think that you have in your repertoire, right? And then what happens is that your friends will start to go on here and endorse you for these different skills. Okay, so they'll click on here and whatever it is that you have. I have all these skills selected, right? I've done a little bit of everything in my past lives. I have a finance background, so a lot of this is finance, customer service, and things like that. So a lot of people will endorse you for these things. If there is a skill that you have on here that people are endorsing you for, and you don't feel like that's one of your strengths, or that's not really something that you want to promote as being something that you're very strong at, I would remove it. Because people, when they see multiple endorsements here, they're going to think that that's what you do. And if it's not what you want them to think, then remove it. Okay. Any organizations that you are connected with, list them here. I think it's really important for people to get an idea of not only your professional interests, but also your personal interests. Okay. And that's kind of here too. You can go to different pages. So you can go to different business pages. A lot of people have business pages on here, and you can hit follow. And that will pop up on your profile as being your interests. All right. Now, if you have a business, whether it's a brick and mortar, whether it's an online business, direct sales, whatever, I suggest creating your company. So like I have 2 company pages here. And then once you've created your company page, you can post as your company, and then you can share it on your personal page or whatever. But basically in your profile, you will select this company now that it is in, all the data is in LinkedIn. That's what you want to do, okay? And this is nothing but, it's literally nothing but business posts on this one. So on my personal LinkedIn, I'll put some personal things a little bit here and there, but mostly on my business page, it's all business. Now, a neat thing about LinkedIn is that if you like anybody's pages, okay, if you like their posts, if you like right here, I'm going to show you what this looks like. Okay, so all my activity, this will show you everything that I've liked, okay? Now, what's interesting about this is that if you like something, it will show up in your friends' feed as being something that you liked. So basically now they see it in their feed, and you can see what they like, and it all kind of just funnels into this one feed. As you can see, I have 734 followers on LinkedIn, and I have not been using this very long, maybe a year, like actively. I've had it for a while, but actively using it. And as you can see here, these are all the things that I've liked. Here are some of my posts. Okay, mostly business stuff, some fun stuff. Yeah, so that's kind of what I would do. And then I will tell you that if people are not necessarily liking your posts, that does not mean that they are not seeing it, okay? A lot of people, especially on LinkedIn, they're very reserved and they're kind of cyber stalking you. That's something I would keep in mind, but keep posting because people are seeing it. I'll tend to get messages here and there and from people that never liked a post, never commented on a post, and that's not just exclusive to LinkedIn. That's Facebook, that's Instagram. That's why you have to have the consistency in posts, because people will see it and they will start to come around and start to contact you. Articles, that's another great thing. You can write articles on here, and as you can see, some of them I've gotten 8 views, some I've got 175. So you just never know, but it's a good, I think it's a great way to kind of get out your thoughts and things that might be beneficial to other people. Okay, so that's LinkedIn. I really could go all day long on LinkedIn because there's so much to know and to learn. The other thing I would suggest when you're connecting with people is to connect with people that you know first, okay? And after that, then you can start to connect with people who are in your second network. So basically it's going to be friends of friends. You don't want to go into like your 3rd and 4th level tiers, because you can end up in like LinkedIn jail. Like you can end up getting suspended for a while because it's like spamming people. But you want to stick to your friends that you actually know, and then once you connect with them, then you can connect with their friends, and it's kind of a trickle, like butterfly type of effect. But yeah, so I'm going to connect with her right now. Look at that. The other thing which is really neat here, so if your target audience is fitness professional in Australia, right? Something like that, whatever it is. You can put who you're looking to connect with and where. So whatever demographic you're basically wanting to connect with. And that's what's going to come up. 1,001 results came up. And a lot of these people are in my second network, which is really cool. So 3rd, I'd say stay away from, but 2nd is good to go. You can message people and then connect with them and then send them a connect, or you can just hit the connect button. Personally, I just hit the connect button because I don't really read the messages that people send to me when they want to connect. So I just feel like it's a waste of time, but you do whatever works for you. I'm all about efficiency. Okay, last but not least is YouTube. Okay, I have just started dabbling in the YouTube world, and I'm telling you right now, there is a lot to it, but a lot of really neat stuff. Like you can upload videos. So once you create a channel is what you do, then you can upload different videos. I only have a couple because like I said, I just started doing this. But there's so much to learn. I'm going to have to do a more detailed training on this. One thing I do know is that right here, you cannot get a personalized channel yet until you have 100 subscribers. So you kind of need to promote yourself off screen and on screen and through all social media channels to get yourself to where you have at least 100 subscribers, and then you can personalize your YouTube channel. Actually, going back to LinkedIn, that's one thing that you definitely want to do when you're creating your profile, is to create a personalized login right here. So I created my own personal link to my website, and that can be just done in the settings. So settings and privacy, and then you can create your own personal handle there. Okay, so this here, you can actually go and upload a video, or you can go live. Okay, you can't see that. Okay, upload the video, or you can go live. So those are kind of your options there. And I'm sure there's a lot more to it, but I'll have to do another training on that later. Okay, I'm actually going to touch base also on Snapchat because it is so stinking popular. Okay. Yeah, because it just is, right? And honestly, I feel like everybody needs a little bit of a, all right, maybe I will. Okay, here, I'll get you guys hooked up. Don't you worry about that. All right. Look at all these. Okay, Snapchat. So Snapchat's kind of stupid. I'm not gonna lie. It is kind of the most un-user friendly thing out there, I think, but it's crazy popular. So just use it. And what it is it's kind of like how we talked about on Facebook and Instagram, you have stories. That's all Snapchat is essentially, okay? So you can click on the different stories at the top here, right? My gorgeous friends. So yeah, it basically goes through all of your friends' stories. All right, but what you can do is you can take your own pictures. See, you guys are now, oh, look at that. It's like a screen in a screen, check that out, right? So that's my picture. And there's all sorts of different filters that you can use. You swipe left, after you take your picture, you can swipe for different filters. Time for happy hour, no doubt, no doubt. Okay, the other option is before, let's use Alicia's face. You can click, basically touch on her face, and then a whole slew of different filters will come up. And these are super fun. I'm not even kidding you. People love these filters. Like you can spend days and days doing this. But now how does this translate into your business, right? Well, there are people who are on Snapchat and they are literally on nothing else, like literally nothing else. So I always say that it's a good idea to basically get very comfortable with one platform and then move on to the next. You can also chat. This is fun, right? You can chat with your different friends too. Basically on Snapchat, everything is time sensitive. It all goes away after a while. I think it's 24 hours actually. Even your messages, like after you read a picture that somebody sends you, it kind of disappears. And I think that's the allure of Snapchat. But be careful what you post because people can screenshot it. If you do screenshot somebody's stuff, they get a notification that you screenshotted it. So don't screenshot anything that you're like, oh, I'm going to talk crap about them later. So always think about that. But yeah, I mean, there's people who are on there that literally are on no other social media platform. I mean, it could be a whole different audience that you're not reaching. So I definitely recommend still utilizing it. But get very familiar with one platform. That's what I would say. Okay, I'm gonna go through some general things. One tip I would say on social media, like you get alerted for people's birthdays, well, connect with people for their birthday, okay? Like a lot of people will just post on their wall, happy birthday. But think about it, think about how many happy birthday posts that they get, like generic, they get. Do something at the beginning of the month when they're not even celebrating their birthday yet, unless they're born on like the 1st. But go to your calendar. You can pull up everybody who has a birthday in the month of July and send them a special. Send them a little note that says, hey, happy birthday or happy early birthday. Because you're on my friends list, I want to send you a coupon for $20 off any order. Right? I mean, that's cool for you, cool for them. I mean, I kind of like it. But just be different. Don't just spam their wall with happy birthday generic, okay? Get on the phone with people, okay? You have likes and comments and you want to interface with people, because if you're not, then Facebook or your other social medias, they basically see you as being not very important and you will start to not show up in people's feeds. So make sure that you're liking and commenting and posting, okay, to keep your stuff relevant in their feed, okay? But you also want to get on the phone and have authentic like business conversations with them. You can also, in Facebook Messenger, you can record a like actual voice message, and it's like sending a text, but it's your voice. And that is way more personal, and I think that will be more effective than just a spammy copy-paste text or message, okay? And like I said before, provide value. Another interesting fact I found is that people are more inclined to tune into you if you update your profile picture. So make sure you are, randomly updating that profile picture. It's going to take you just up a notch. You're going to kick it up a notch just by doing that, and people will take more notice. Now, pitfalls. I'm going to tell you some things that I suggest you avoid in order to keep your businesses, as growing and as effective as possible, okay? So not being on social media is a huge pitfall, okay? That is where we are in this day and age. It is what we do. Get on there, get with the times, all right? Pick one platform, get good at it. I'd suggest starting with Facebook because mostly, it is the most user-friendly, I would say. And then move up to graduate to Instagram. If you only want to connect with professionals, then get on LinkedIn. But pick one, learn it, love it before you move on. Okay, so stretching yourself too thin. That's what I was saying about being on one social media platform. Because if say you're on every social media platform out there, if you are not consistent, you are not being effective. So you are better off being consistent with your posts on one type of social media versus being on all of them and not being consistent with any of them. If you've ever read Grant Cardone's 10X rule book, he basically says if you're posting once a day to be really, really most effective, you should be posting 10 times a day, right? It's a great book. I suggest you read it. And I have taken a lot of his advice and implemented it. I'm not quite up to 10 times a day of posting, but hey, it makes sense. The numbers add up. So, he's knows what he's talking about. Another thing is trying to sell your products just straight out to people that you really have no relationship with. Don't do it. Okay? I'm telling you right now, don't do it. You will literally just push them away and they will never be open to hearing about your opportunity or your products. So what I would say is get to know people first. Connect with them on a personal level. Hey, what are you doing now? Where do you work? Are you in the valley? Blah, blah, blah. Okay? And this can be over, many interactions, but get to know them as a person and not just see dollar signs. Oh, okay. And always the reason why you want to interact with them too is because then you can learn what's in it for them. Why would this be a good fit for them? Or maybe it isn't a good fit for them and they may just know somebody who it's a good fit for. So those are all things to keep in mind. Giving too much information. If you write a post that has facts and figures and things like that, and it's, half a page long, you've literally already lost your audience. I guarantee they are just doing the scroll right past all your info. Create the intrigue, remember, create the mystery, and you will have a lot more people coming to you instead of you working so hard and coming to them with all of it, okay? So not engaging, I say that this is kind of like when you go to a networking event or even a party and you end up just being that wallflower, just kind of watching people, just hanging out. That is not going to be good for anybody. You need to engage. That way more people will see your posts, and make sure you're liking and commenting, especially use those friends lists and like and comment on those specific people. And let's see. I think we pretty much touched on everything else. And the other one thing as we're closing here that I will recommend is that you limit your time on social media, because you can literally get lost there all day long. So I would say, I'm going to spend 20 minutes posting. I'm going to spend 20 minutes engaging. I'm going to spend 20 minutes on education, whatever. So you have an hour on your social media and that's it. There's apps out there that you can literally download to your phone and they will time you on social media. You'd be surprised at how many people are spending time doing absolutely nothing on social media, nothing productive. Okay. They're just comparing or whatever. So seriously, use your time effectively. Time management is key, I'm telling you. One thing I just learned, and this is, this is just a statistic that I read somewhere, but if you are too responsive, people will be turned away. So like if somebody sends you a message and you respond within that like second or that minute, they're going to be like, oh, okay. So you want them to want to come to you. Okay. So this is what I'm guessing. All right. I try to be pretty responsive in my messages, but if somebody is thinking that this is an opportunity for them, you don't want to make like it seem too easy, you know, like, oh yes, come to my world. Like it sounds desperate, right? So create a little bit of distance, create a little bit of intrigue. It's a sales tactic all the way, but that is how you become a very experienced and professional network marketer. Thank you guys. I really appreciate you joining me, and I will upload this to my YouTube channel so that you can watch the replay. Thanks guys. Bye.